Okay, so I'm kind of laughing because the sun's come out now. I'm still standing here. I put the camera in this spot because this is the spot where I made my very first YouTube video. And here I stand. This is probably the 15th or so try at talking to the camera today. And you would think after 2 years, this is my 2-year anniversary, that this would get easier. So 104 weekly videos, and I am still struggling to talk to the camera, to articulate what I want to say without rambling on, and to just not make any mistakes. But here we are. I can't believe it's been 2 years. It's been super fun. It's also been super challenging. It's so great to have you watch every week and just see what I'm doing on my farm. And I thought this week, to celebrate the 2-year anniversary, we would talk about this crop that I'm growing here, this YouTube. I will kind of call it a crop because I spend time every week growing my flowers, and this is just one of the things that I also spend time on, is making a video and editing it and posting it every week. So that's kind of what we'll talk about this week to celebrate 2 years on YouTube. So one of the reasons it's been easier for me to start a YouTube channel is because Bob does YouTube. He's had a YouTube channel for almost 10 years now, and he teaches English on YouTube, which cracks me up. You will not find me helping him on his YouTube channel very often, because that talking in front of the camera is not my strong point, especially talking clearly, articulating, and using the correct words. But he does a great job of it. So I asked him, what do you think is, what do people not realize about making videos for YouTube?
So it's more time than people think. And I think sometimes it's easy to think when you see the finished product that people just hit record and they're done. But between coming up with the idea and then shooting the video, and I usually shoot my videos outside, and editing it and getting it uploaded and making a thumbnail, it's way more time than I expected.
And you do more than one video a week.
Yes.
And I 100% agree with him on the time. Like moving, I like to, my style of video is to have lots of different shots and angles so that it's beautiful for you to watch. That's kind of my goal. But it takes time to set up the camera and actually just look around and try to find, especially in the winter, is there anything beautiful for you to look at? So I'm really looking forward to spring and summer and being in my field again. And what actually takes the most time is editing. So this is like an estimate, but for every minute of my video, I think it's an hour at minimum of me on the computer, which sounds crazy, but like a 10 to 15 minute video is 10 to 15 hours minimum of me putting it together. I try to spread that out over the week, like ideally an hour a day, and then on Fridays and Saturdays it's a lot more. But yeah, it's a ton of time for me to edit my videos. I also asked Bob what he thought was the hardest part about YouTube.
So I sometimes make videos in town, or I make videos in public places. Like just a couple of weeks ago, Jen and I went to the Toronto airport to make an English lesson. And it's very difficult to get in the zone and ignore all the people around you when you're making a video in public. That would be the hardest thing for me.
Yeah.
But those videos are very, very popular, so I do like making them.
I have to agree with Bob that filming in public is very hard. I have hardly had to try to do that. But yeah, I am just super thankful that most of my videos are done by myself on my farm, because yeah, it doesn't matter how many times it takes me to get the shot. No one is watching me. So YouTube pays people
to make videos if your channel's a certain size. You want to explain how that works?
Yeah, so sometimes people think you get money because of the number of subscribers you have, but you actually get money for if people watch the whole ad at the beginning of the video, and sometimes there's two. So if you skip the ad, then I don't get my 0.001 cents or whatever it ends up being.
It's not very much.
It's not very much. So that is the main way that I make money off my YouTube channel, is through people watching the ads. And then I also have memberships. And so when people enjoy my content and want to thank me and support me, then they join and spend a tiny bit of money every month to help me buy cameras and all the other equipment that I need.
So I actually am making a little bit of money on YouTube. You have to keep in mind here that my channel is still a really baby channel in the YouTube world. It is still really small. But for my ad revenue, I get about $10 a video for each one I put up. And then I also have turned on my membership. So I have a few people that have become members just to thank me for making videos, which is awesome because I don't do a lot in my membership world of YouTube yet. But that's my goal this year. I really want to try and make a few members only video to thank them for becoming members. But not everyone is going to become a member. I totally understand that. So when you find a small YouTube channel that you want to support, there's things like, I've said this before, like liking a video, commenting, watching the whole video for the whole length, sharing videos. There's also underneath, there's a new button that says hype. You can hype new videos from smaller creators, and it's just basically giving it a little bit of a boost in the YouTube world. So you have so many hype points that you can put on one whole video, or you can share it for, I think, 3 different videos.
So how easy is it actually to make a decent amount of money on YouTube?
So it's easy to start a YouTube channel, but it's pretty hard to actually make money. You need to have a certain number of hours of videos viewed. You need to have a certain number of subscribers. There's a lot of competition now. So there are a lot of other people teaching English or even doing flower farming channels. And there's a lot more channels where AI is just kicking out stuff. So it's pretty hard to get to the point where you make a decent amount of money.
So am I crazy doing this YouTube thing? Probably. But I was thinking back to all the reasons I gave last year. Like, it keeps me accountable. I have this record of what I'm doing. I love looking and trying to find and showing you beautiful things from my life. And it's still a challenge. It is very much a challenge. Not usually that hard to talk on the camera, but I think the time change does make me more tired. And if I'm tired, it's hard to talk on the camera. But I still love it. I love the challenge of making videos, so I'm not planning on quitting. And I knew right from the get-go that this is a long game, like 3, 4, 5 years before you can tell if your channel can even become something. And it's a ton of work, and I'm willing to keep at it. So I'm not going anywhere. There'll still be a video next week, and hopefully for most of the weeks of this year. So that brings us to the end of another week here on my flower farm. I finished those dahlia cuttings. I cleaned off all the tubers and put the cuttings under the lights and the tubers in the basement. So hopefully we can take some more cuttings in a few weeks. And I have low expectation, but if some of them root, I would be thrilled because I really want a full row of peaches and cream this year. That would be so awesome. And I'm almost done cleaning my second pen in the barn, so we are that much closer to being ready for babies in a few weeks. So I'm gonna keep plugging away at that. But thanks again. Thank you for watching my video and supporting my YouTube channel. I do really appreciate having you here, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, that's better.
I'm just standing on my line.
Okay,
There you go. You're on your line.
Like, oh!
That's how I would say it.
That-